Hi, welcome to our cooking show, Fridays. And we're going to start with some great news that Christina needs to announce.
Yes, we just yesterday reopened our tasting room, which we are so excited to be welcoming people back to the tasting room. We have missed you so much. We are doing only by appointment only outdoors and with food and wine pairings and strict adherence to all Sonoma County and California regulations with 6 feet between tables. We're taking the utmost care and precautions, and we are so excited to have you back. So if you are nearby, or if you are maybe wondering about taking a road trip, come join us. And yeah, we are back open 7 days a week.
Absolutely. From 11 to 4, right?
Yes,
And
and weekends 11 to
weekends.
5.
Right.
Yeah, and you can go on our website and find all the information, MARIMAR'S.com.
Exactly. Okay, back to cooking.
Yes, Mom, what are we cooking today?
Oh, as if you didn't know.
No idea.
So we're going to make a dish that is both homey and very Catalan. So it's a lamb and also seasonal, right? Because it's a lamb with pears. And of course, this is the season for spring lamb. And
Spring lamb is classic for Easter.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, and spring and such.
Right.
Still spring, and also with it has the combination of sweet and savory, which is so Catalan, and the savory comes from, of course, the onions, the meat, and the pears, and then also I've added. I remember having this recipe at home and loving it, but I've added one more thing. I've caramelized the pears, so we'll have to do that at the end. Remember.
So the link to this recipe, as well as to the wines that we are tasting today, are in the sidebar, and so that you can cook along, sip along with us, ask us questions as we go. And yeah, I think we need a glass of wine.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Now get moving over there.
All right. Well, we're starting off with our 2016 La Masía Pinot Noir.
Yummy.
I think this is a pretty good Friday 5 o'clock.
And we have
wine.
2 Pinot Noirs.
Cheers.
Cheers, sweetie.
Oh, yum.
That's perfect.
Yum.
Yeah.
So you're saying that this is very typically Catalan, the sweet and the savory, this dish. And what would be a typical Catalan sauce, Catalan ingredients? You mentioned a few dried fruits.
Yeah. Well, any fruits, dried or fresh, and essentially anything that you call Catalan style, anything that is with pine nuts and either raisins or prunes. And so,
Pine nuts are everywhere in Catalan cuisine.
even in my garden, I remember as a kid picking them up from the pine cones that had fallen on the street from our pine trees. And okay, so this is like it has 2 phases of cooking. You cook the meat on the one side and the pears on the other side. So I have everything here prepared. We have already prepared the onion and garlic that we've sauteed, and it's lovely over there waiting for its lamb. But I think first of all, I'm going to warm these out for sauteing the meat, and we're going to get to the pears. Now the pears, I've done half the recipe already, so we can taste it. And the other half is these 4 pears. I don't know if you can see them. And they have been marinating in some beautiful brandy. You can use pear brandy, but because we have this fabulous brandy that we make in Spain, Torres 10. Hey, what on earth, right? I'm going to use that. You can see that you can marinate them for hours. Like I started, I think at 11 o'clock in the morning, but minimum 30 minutes. I would say an hour even. So then we're gonna have those pears go in here. We're gonna add them to this lovely casserole. Thank you very much. We're gonna put them here with some wine. Of course, it's gonna be our wine. And some pine nuts that have been sauteed in olive oil, so they're kind of brown, and they've dried on paper towels, so they're not greasy. So, and then I went to our bay leaf
Fresh bay leaves.
Exactly, and I got some fresh bay leaves. So they said to add one, but they're so tiny. I think I'm gonna add a couple, and that's it for that. And then we will add the pears, and of course, last but not least, the marinade of the brandy that they've been in for this well. So this is the brandy. Of course, it looks a little cloudy because of the pears, but we're gonna, you know what? How?
I can help.
Okay, good. Out.
Been keeping up my my daily yoga routine, my chaturangas, keep those muscles strong.
Okay, so I'm gonna, wait. So I'm gonna put here the meat. I'm gonna take it with those pizzas, and I'm gonna put it here. Just so that we sear them and the lamb keeps its juices. No, they can hear me right. So I'm gonna do one batch, not too many on the pan.
And while Mom is doing this step, I will tell you a little more about our 2016 La Masía Pinot Noir. This is the first Pinot that we started producing from day one, named after the winery, which is built in the style of a Masía or Catalan farmhouse. And so this is classic Russian River fruit. It spends 11 months in French oak, 45% new oak.
We're gonna pretend that this is on the stove, but essentially what you want to see, you want to have the oil pretty warm and get this lovely brownish color and just sear them. Don't cook them. They will cook later, but we want them to get this lovely color, okay? And now we're gonna look at the ones that I've done earlier, which are these. That's what they have to look like. See, it's kind of nice and seared all sides, but not cooked. You can see that here there's one that didn't get seared, and so these go in
So 11 months in 45% new oak, and this is the classic Russian River fruit.
Yummy,
Right.
yummy. That's the best descriptor.
Yeah.
Mellow.
Ripe red fruits and black cherry and clove.
So easy to drink.
Mm-hmm.
This is the perfect wine for after a hard day. You've worked so hard and you deserve a glass of wine. That's it, kid. And it's just you drink a sip and you want to drink the whole glass, and then you drink a glass and you want to drink the whole bottle. It's a problem. And I think that Pinot Noir goes especially well with the Catalan cuisine of, I usually forget my stove on, but I didn't. The Pinot Noir goes so well, this Pinot Noir, my Pinot Noirs, our Pinot Noirs, they go so well with the Catalan cuisine of savory and sweet, because I think that Pinot Noir, if you manage to pick it at the optimum point of ripeness, not too much, not too little, it still kind of keeps that sensation of fruit and almost sweet, it feels sweet, mellow, and that somehow combines with these dishes in a way.
So what makes this dish really good with Pinot Noir?
Well, just that the sweetness appears sweet, but it's not really sweetness with the wine, and the sweet and savory balance of the meat and the pears.
Mm-hmm. Yum.
Okay, so
what's the next step?
Next step is this lovely onion and garlic that I've sauteed, and you can see that I got that. What I did with this, you can see here that. No, I don't know if you can, but anyway, just believe me. The meat from sauteing it, especially on this kind of pan, which is aluminum or iron or whatever, you get the brown goodies at the bottom, and then you add the onion and garlic, and it gets that brownish color. So that's what it looks like. And now here we're going to put the lamb, which I have cooked before. So there we go. Now, time for wine. And
And so this is a dish, my mom says that is classic from her childhood that would be made at home. That Rosalia, who took care of the kids and cooked at home growing up, that this was a dish that Rosalia made.
Absolutely. She made it at home, and I loved it. It's just this Catalan classic cuisine is really, really tasty. So, okay, so now we're cooking the pears and the lamb, right? And we're gonna put it here, and then magically, it's been cooked. So it's been 20 minutes, it's cooked, okay?
All right.
I'm gonna get it.
All right. So wait, what has been cooked? Can you explain a little more what you put in the oven?
Yes. I kept it warm. So this is the meat, the lamb that was cooked, right? And these are the pine nuts that were. Let me show you really, really well.
So then, what was it? But what about the steps before putting in the oven?
No, I didn't. I put it in the oven just to keep it warm.
Okay.
So that's the meat. Oops, that is going to. Let me lower it so that it doesn't burn. The pears and the meat have been cooked for 20 minutes. So all you do is you put the pears on the side and the meat mounted in the middle. And I'm going to put these pears because it's been 20 minutes, right? We're going to kind of put them here from the casserole onto here. We pretend it's been 20 minutes. So it's going to look really cute.
Or cued, as Mom says.
What do I say?
Cued.
Oh, as opposed to
Cute.
oh, cute. Okay,
That looks beautiful.
doesn't it? And it's nice and warm.
And then these are different from the pears that you would have used in Spain.
Oh yes, that's right. See, at this time in Spain, and well, mostly May, June. That's when you get the Peritas de San Juan. That means Saint John's pears. And with all its history of religion in Spain, of the Catholic Church, we have Saint John on the 24th of June, right? And just around that time, you get those tiny pears that are so tasty, and you practically eat the whole thing, except for the stem. And so in Spain, we use those little peritas, right? And but here I use the Bosque pears. They go very well. So,
And we've got, a shout out to all sorts of, so excited to have you join us. Marina, Sarah Finstead, and the Gartner Moody family, Shannon Gartner, Sean Moody. So good to talk to you this week, Shannon. Luis Máquina Pompido, James Nankerville. We're gonna figure out a way to get our wines to you in Melbourne. We will manage somehow. And Jorge Budkovic Hauser, all the way from Chile. So we've got an international audience today, Mom.
All right. So shall I go to the next step?
Absolutely.
So now we're going to caramelize the sugar. If you have never caramelized sugar, it really is easy, but you have to do it at the last minute. So putting here the sugar, right? And I always put a little water because it just makes it easier. But you can do it without water as well. And you put it on a medium heat. And meanwhile, we were going to taste.
Yes, so we'll move on to our second Pinot Noir. So this is our Earthquake Block 2015 Earthquake Block Pinot Noir. This is a wine from the same vineyard, the Russian River Valley vineyard, where the La Masía Pinot is, right here on this property. But it is a small block, here you go, it is a small block that bears the name Earthquake Block because it was the year 1995 of El Nino. And my mom woke up one morning, there had been a big storm, and she looked out over the vineyard and it looked like there had been an earthquake. There was this giant ravine. And so that block became the Earthquake Block. And it is 100% Pommard, a clone of Pinot Noir. And also something very special about this block is the row orientation. So the row orientation of the vines is northeast to southwest, which traditionally in Burgundy is east to west, which is what we planted here. But because of the slope on this block, we planted northeast to southwest. And that means that the afternoon sun, which is really much hotter than the morning, we get less of the afternoon sun. And so that promotes more even ripening rather than only the hot afternoon sun.
But of course, this was just by chance because due to the ravine, we could only plant that way. And the rest of the vineyard was planted east to west, right? And so then, you know, we come here in the middle of summer. Oops. Okay. And you can see that the sun, you know, at 3 o'clock is just directly on the vines, on the row. So they don't get the hot afternoon sun. So, and somebody who loves this clone is Tony Breton, our vineyard manager,
our cellar master, vineyard manager, who is the man behind the scenes, making all this happen with his right hand man, Paul.
Yeah, and so for a while we called it, this is the clone Tony, right? But no, not really, no.
So this wine spends 25% new oak for only French oak for 11 months, and you really get some of those plums and black cherries.
Can I interrupt you? So this is what it looks like. You see, it's getting very kind of bubbly and liquidy, and then you have to wait until it turns gold. So, sorry.
So yeah, plum and black cherry and cinnamon
and earthy, right? Like forest floor and. In a way, it's a more, it's a
with some firm tannins and
it has more depth than La Masía.
And this is a Club Marimar exclusive wine, but you do have access, a limited time access to this wine as a non-club member as well. And go to MARIMAR'S.com and look for our wines on there. And all the recipes from this is, can you believe it? This is episode 9.
9 already?
So all the recipes are on the website, MARIMAR'S.com.
Yeah. Okay, and we have some more shout outs?
Yes. Oh, well, Marina says, thank you for doing these shows. It makes Fridays so fun.
Ooh,
well, we're delighted to provide some entertainment, it really almost feels like as good as we can get to being together right now. And so we love that. We love connecting with you.
Right. That's right.
Oh, and Fred and Robin Hollibird. Yes, they're watching and enjoying and loving the Christina Pinot Noir. Well, I mean, I do have to say it's a pretty tasty wine.
This would also go very well here with this dish because it's really an elegant dish, and Christina's perhaps our most elegant wine.
So we have a question also from Samuel Way, who just joined the wine club and is a wine educator in Minnesota. Crazy things going on there right now, but we hope you're staying safe. And he's asking what should be served with this dish. So like what accompaniments would you?
Oh, thanks for asking. I meant to say it. So I always serve it with some rice, with pine nuts and raisins. Well, of course, then because it's pine nuts and pine nuts, I just put it all together, you know. But it really it just makes the classic Catalan combination of rice, which is called rice a la Catalana, Catalan style, with pine nuts and raisins.
And it is very, very, very good. I love that rice. I also love. There's another accompaniment that Mom serves a lot that is saffron rice, which is so good. We'll have to do that with the dish.
I don't know the saffron with this. I've never tried it. It just doesn't seem...
Not with this.
No, exactly. Not with this. But the saffron rice is really good. And also, someday we have to make a staple dish. The potato and rosemary cake. So that would go very well with this. That's right. That's what I usually serve it with also. Potato and rosemary cake. So it's just layers of potatoes and rosemary and onion. Right. Of course, potatoes and onions, right?
It's really, really yummy. Well, we hope that you guys are enjoying a glass of wine and that you are getting ready for another interesting weekend. We know that parts of the country are starting to reopen and really all over the world. So we hope you're staying safe and able to see friends a little more. And we in Sonoma County, so restaurants now can do outdoor dining as well and tasting rooms, but you must serve food with every tasting.
Hey, Fred and Robin, you guys should come and visit us. I mean, hey, from Reno to here, it's 4 hours. Yes, absolutely. We'll
take a little road trip. I think we'll be taking lots more road trips in the next few months.
Jamaica. Yes.
Yep. And let's see. So, and we have some really.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. The caramelized sauce.
Sugar, yes.
The caramelized sugar.
Then once you see it getting gold, it's a matter of seconds. So now what we're going to do, we're going to pour it on the pears. Isn't that good?
Boy. So that's just sugar and water.
Yep. Well, just really sugar. The water is evaporated. So there you go.
Ooh, yum.
Isn't that fun? Okay, that's dinner.
There was a fantastic, I was baking 1 or 2 weeks ago, a fantastic recipe from New York Times, rhubarb bars, kind of like lemon bars, but rhubarb instead, and making a compote out of rhubarb, just rhubarb and sugar, which was so yummy. That makes me think of that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And literally just could eat it just like a spoon, like a rhubarb compote.
Yeah, I ate too much of that too.
So looks like
it smells good.
Yum, it does smell good. Shall we try it?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, imagine that.
You know, I tend to do that. It's like I'm admiring it. When I play tennis, I'm admiring my great shots, and of course I miss the next one. Okay, so we're going to have a pear.
Yum.
Okay, I ended up with the stem. Of course, because guess what? The caramel has, look at this, how fun. This is how the caramel took the shape of the pear. Can you see it? This is fun, but it's going to be a little, okay, we'll use fingers. There you go.
Yes.
And then we will serve, but we will use
Oh, I got it.
There you go. Make sure to get a few. Oh, the sauce, of course, is at the bottom, so you can't get any, but it's going to be good.
Yum. Let's try. Okay, we'll try with our Pinot. Yum.
Oh. Lemon at this time of the year, it can be so good. This comes from Fiesta Market from Pacific.
Yum. Oh boy. Yeah, the sweet and savory combination that's so classic. It really, with the Pinot, it brings out the fruit. Whereas I think with a more tannic red wine, it would really, it would enhance the tannins and make the wine just more unpleasant, more bitter, astringent tannins.
Yeah, I feel really
And this also, because originally in your cookbook, this is of course from your second cookbook, Catalan Country Kitchen, and originally this recipe was done with what instead of lamb?
That's right, veal. And that's because in Spain we have better, excuse me, one veal in the springtime, and so, but it really, you can make it with any kind of meat, which I know is a typical question. Can we make it with another meat? Absolutely. Lamb, veal, pork, and even with beef, why not, right? Yeah.
Ooh, I think my preference is the La Masía Pinot. I think I prefer, I mean, I'll take, as always, you can quote me on this, I'll take one of each, but I think I prefer it with the La Masía Pinot.
Maybe I like the meat better with the Earthquake Block, but the pears with the La Masía.
Yum, but you really can't go wrong here.
As it usually happens, I've finished my glass.
That is not a problem when you live in this house. There are plenty of bottles, which is dangerous during shelter in place. Well, I think that just about means we're wrapping up. And thank you so much for joining us. Again, we tasted the 2016 La Masía Pinot Noir from the Russian River Valley and the 2015 Earthquake Block Pinot. These are both from the estate here in the Russian River Valley. And next week we will be making escalivada, charcoal grilled vegetables, which are so yummy, with a very classic Catalan romesco sauce with almonds and peppers and tomato, yum yum, and paired with our Chardonnay Albarino and our unoaked Acero Chardonnay. And yeah, I think that's just about it. Oh, and
lamb with the escalivada.
Yes, lamb also with the escalivada we recommend for next week. And recipes, go to marimarstate.com, come visit us. And also, we have plans for a paella episode in the works.
Yes.
So get ready, get excited for that. We will somehow make it happen without letting it go too long.
Remember how in the beginning we thought, oh my gosh, let's make a soup. You know, that's just a really quick thing. And now it's like, oh no, let's make a paella. Of course we can do that, right? What can we not do? Cheers to that.
Cheers. Have a great weekend.
This Earthquake Block is really good. Oh, that was funny how